Yeah, that's right, you better run. Uh-oh, where's this? Yeah, how's it going? If I were you, I'd watch out for the Pergamons in Sparta. They're the ones who attacked me the first time. Or somebody started this one.
We offer this as a sign of accord reached and new accords to come.
Which regions bring in the most wealth? That's hard to say. I would consolidate my area first and make sure, you know, you're not... Because what happened with me is... Just took out southern France. Well, that's a good one. Taking out southern France. I mean, they call it, I forget what they call it. But, watch out, because what happened was I ended up going after Carthage and going this way, and then Sparta and Pergamons attacked me from here. And I ended up having to retreat all, just literally, back to Italy, and I had to hold out there and then just restart taking everything. No. Too bad, Sparta. No peace for you. Sparta is speechless, folks.
There is a time when warriors must sheath the sword and talk
Everybody
for the
wants
good of
peace.
their people.
You know what? I'm not really in a peaceful mood today. So no peace for you either. No peace for anybody. Well, I'm pushing that way. I'm heading right for him. I saw him on the map. I don't know if I have a specific era, but I did study history in college, and specifically I enjoyed American military history. That was a real joy of mine to study. Send that one to the pool. Nice.
Ready for orders.
Get you over there.
Ready for battle. On the move. Ready for further orders.
Looking good there. do it for you there. You down there.
Your orders? All hands to the oars. Your orders?
Okay.
Steady as we go. The sea beckons.
The American Army during the 20th century, it went from being a force of National Guard units and a small standing army that was borrowing equipment from the Allies to one of the leading forces in the world on a global stage that was facing off against socialism in a battle for freedom in the world. That's it in a very, very small nutshell. Like, tiny. Like, if you want specifics, you can ask me specifics, but I figured you weren't going to get there in one turn.
Finding shelter.
Darn it. You can get back there. No, guess not.
We hunger for battle. Advance. You have further orders? Ready for battle.
You're all set, so you're coming down here, you're going back in there. You all set?
At your
Um,
command.
the idea that they can't sit by and allow, well, they were for a period content with letting Europe deal with, you know, their problems by themselves, but when European problems start affecting them, then they have to step in. And I mean, you have the Zimmerman telegram in World War I, where Germany basically told Mexico, hey, declare war on the US and we'll back you up and you'll get everything that they took from you. Well, and various other things. When, you know, when things affect you, you're not just going to stand by and let it happen. Okay, we got the 16th. And so once they did start doing that, they had to sort of go all in. You know, and after the first time they sort of realized, hey, you know, we have to do this, but you know, it's costing us. Let's go isolationist. And then they, you know, they tried that and it didn't work, and they ended up going back into Europe. And they realized, hey, we can't just keep, you know, hopping in and out of Europe willy-nilly. So they ramped it up and
Fleet reporting.
to try and stabilize things.
We're going to need a bigger fleet.
Yeah, that too. The sinking of the Lusitania and ships like that didn't help things. I wish the Gooksleys didn't cross that. On this side of the line, attrition. On that side of the line, not attrition. Oh, I should mention I have a minor in political science too. So international relations, I like studying that as well. Okay, now that we've done that, any promotions? No promotions. Okay, let's look at our buildings. I think they took the good ideas. Like you see them in World War I, you see them copying a lot of the British, like helmets and things like that. But you know, they also went their own separate ways when they figured out a way that worked for them, but that didn't work for the Brit. When they saw something that worked for the British but wasn't going to work for them, they didn't just copy the British. They went their own way. I mean, you also have to realize that the British had a certain way of doing things, and, you know, the Americans observed that, and, you know, the British could be stubborn when it came to changing things, and, you know, I think that the U.S. was more flexible in their ability to change things, whereas the British were just a tiny bit more stubborn. Just a hair, just a little bit. Not too much, just a hair. Are you testing me on my military knowledge? This is fun though, I like talking military stuff. Oh, that's cool, man. I'll admit that my what's the word I'm looking for? My areas of, you might say, expertise are the Civil War and World War II. Those, I've read more books than I could count. Well, you know what, buddy? I am definitely here for you. Definitely here to talk with you. So then let me ask you a question. Do you have, what era of history do you like? I know I just asked a bunch of questions, or I just said a bunch of things, so I'll give you time to type back a response.